All right, hello and welcome to episode 6 of Burned Hope. As a reminder, this is in the Daggerheart system. It is using our wonderful campaign frame in Time of Brimstone by our friends of the channel, Underground Oracle Publishing. Some things in this series are directly related to that, some things aren't. And, that's the chaos of players. Sometimes that happens.
You're welcome.
Yeah, the good thing is no one's gonna be in my DMs yelling at me because, hey, guess what? I wrote it. I guess I could yell at myself in my DMs, but that feels like a little sad.
Don't do that.
Yeah, it feels a little sad. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump into things. Vel'khan, you got pulled off to the side by Ginger Snap and Erica, given kind of a rundown of, hey, like, our supplies for this cave almost gone. Like, we need to find a more permanent, long-term new place for the cluster to go and start setting up and evaluating, hey, we're missing this many vehicles or these things, like we need to rebuild or scavenge and find them. That's a little bit more defensible than going back to the already burned out shell that you guys left behind. And you don't know if the dragons will return to or not. It's you. Ginger Snap doesn't go with you because they haven't been cleared to actually leave yet because, again, recently missing an arm. They really want to go. Like, they always try to sneak off and then Erica keeps them from leaving. But you are with several scouts that you've worked with in the past before. Some of them are a little showing signs of wear and tear. One kind of halfling woman that you've worked with a lot, like half of her face is bandaged up from either like some burns or maybe like she dodged a full claw mark to the face. But you guys have like a rough idea. Erica gave you a rundown, gave you some spots that she thinks might be good on the map. But she trusts you all as scouts to be like, is there enough food? Is there a source of water? Can we not get attacked by whatever creature might live here? That kind of thing. So for that, though, I'm going to have you do a few rolls. And we could go about this in a few ways. Right? If you want to just look at the map, strictly look at the map and interpret the map that she has given you, and go from there, that is going to be a knowledge roll. If you want to use your spidey scout senses to vibe your way to a good place after getting the vague rundown, that's going to be instinct. If you just want to run and get to as many of the locations you were vaguely told to check out as you want to, and check them out one by one, all of them, that's going to be agility.
Okay. What was the first option again?
If you want to go purely based off of like reading the like topographical map that Erica has showing you where the things are, to be like, this looks like it might be the best of those to go check out, that would be knowledge.
Okay. I think I want to kind of do a combination of option 1 and option 3.
Okay, so you want to try and sort out, like, eliminate options. Be like, that's by a gorge, we're gonna get flooded, that's terrible, I don't need to check that place out.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so go ahead and roll me knowledge to see how many of the options you can filter out.
Okay. That is... It's a solid 7. But with hope.
Solid 7.
Hopeful 7.
You're like, dang, man, 6 good locations. So good. Many options, much choices. So you have 6 options.
Options. I mean, we can just like hit them all, right? We just
You can just stay out and hit them all if you want.
just be
But
quick about it.
You're gonna need to give me an agility roll to see how long it takes you to hit 6 places.
It shouldn't take too long, right?
Yeah.
Pretty fast bunch of people.
You have to be faster than you are smart, right?
I have to be.
You have to be. Yes, you're faster
I
than
am.
you are smart. Because that's a 21.
22.
Oh yeah, because plus 1 for agility. So yeah. So I think at first you heard groans from the scout party because like you guys really have to check out 6 places, and they're like, "Oh, this is gonna take forever. We're gonna be gone for like a week." I think with that 22, not only are you fast, but you map it out in such a way where you go from higher elevation to lower elevation instead of like just changing elevations a bunch. You map it out in a way where it's like a constant, steady, like down elevation. And running downhill has one of those benefits of, I don't know, making you faster, as Cass found out in a way that they did not enjoy. So I think what would have taken you like a week to fully check out these 6 places and make it back up is only going to take you a couple days. Now, of that, right, when you get to a location, how are you evaluating how good it is for the cluster to be here?
I think since we're going at a downward elevation, I'll have a higher up view of everything. And I think as we're going down, I'm just immediately, as we're like, I'm immediately going like, okay, that's probably nothing over there, probably nothing over there. That might be a good spot to go to. That might be a decent spot. We could probably get in through there, leave out through over there.
So you're using a like, is this defensible? Can we get out if we need to? Can we get to the resources we need to? Like from like you're looking at it from a tactical perspective.
Yeah.
Okay. So you also have a bunch of scouts with you that also have that kind of same viewpoint. So I would say, looking at this, give me an instinct roll with advantage, which is with a d6, because we are using Daggerheart as a reminder.
Okay, D6.
Nice.
Okay, so a 20.
Let's go.
21. Oh yeah, plus 1 with your instinct, so 21. Yeah, so I think there are a couple instances where like you're coming down on a location and you're like checking your like tactical things and you just automatically exit out of your like exit in your brain and like this is no good without having to fully get down into it, and you just kind of like curve around it and go to the next one. So I think that saves you a little bit of time too. And I think I'm gonna put this decision in your hands because I like making you guys pick. I think between the 6 that you will look at, there's 2 truly viable options, right? So there's one nestled in a bit of a hidden valley within a forest. There's a river nearby it, but not close enough to risk any flooding, endangering where the cluster would be. But it would give access to running water, probably fishing as well as an option for an additional food source. The forest around this location seems to be pretty forageable and also has you like run across almost you in your downward elevation run sprint almost run into like a deer. Like there's game in these forests. Like you almost like full body check a deer as you're running. The next location is a little bit more of a mountainous location. And it takes advantage of kind of like a hidden ledge natural like formation where from above you can't really see it too terribly well. You could hide the majority of things under this natural rock formation, but it's higher elevation. It would be probably harder to get some of the older members of your cluster up to and harder to get some of the vehicles to. But from a purely like defensible location, it is more defensible, but probably harder to get to, harder maybe to get around.
I think Vel'khan would immediately exit out that one because of all the reasons you stated why, but also he would imagine that there's a higher elevation. There's also probably a chance of things that love to be at higher elevations, the wings, eventually finding a reason to, maybe want to live there too.
Why would that ever happen? It's not like you live in a world of dragons or anything.
Right, just birds.
Yeah, so I think you've landed on one solid option that you're like, yeah, this is the place we can go to. And I think since the way you've mapped it out where you save time, I think you managed to hit all 6, and then on your way back, if you want, you could stop by that one viable place you've decided again and look at it a little bit more and be like, yeah, we can like set this here, set that here, do this, do whatever we need to.
Yeah, I think we would definitely do that. And since, depending on where it is on our little downward trek, probably map out a way to get from, I guess, wherever the lower, if it's not at the lowest elevation, we'll probably map out a way to get from the lowest elevation to that spot a bit better, that's more accessible to the older people in the vehicles.
Yeah, I don't think it's the lowest elevation. I think it's probably lower, one of the lower options, but I think it's somewhere on that like curve, like coming from that mountaintop cave you guys are hiding in, all the way down. Probably like the 4th or 5th location you hit of that 6. But yeah, I think between you and all of your scouts, you guys can like, once you pick a location, you all almost like disperse through the forests and go like start mapping out trails and finding game trails and like, oh, here's water here. Oh, here's another water here. Oh, here's a thing over here. Especially because, I'm gonna honor that 22. If you want to take an extra day before you head back to where the cluster is, you can like fully map out this area. Be like, water sources here, 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 and here. Avoid this cave. It has a bear in it. For the love of God, don't wake the bear.
Note to self: make sure Goose never learns of the bear.
Goose will try to go talk to the bear. They now know how to make honey cakes.
If I wasn't supposed to talk to it, why would they make it shaped like that?
Why would they make it friendship?
That's not friend shaped, that's death shaped.
No, it's definitely friend shaped. Look at it, it's so big and fluffy and just perfect little.
It'll be the last hug you ever give anything.
Okay.
No, that's not okay.
Yeah, so I think in total with the mapping out the place, all of that, it probably takes you 4 days to get there, do your scouting, and then get back.
Okay.
So going back to the cluster, Cass, I'm assuming you're spending the next several days training with Aluda.
Hang on. So this is just after this is just training now. So it's happening.
Yeah. So I mean, since Vel'khan is going to be gone 4 days, right? So the first day Vel'khan was gone was the first day you had the initial breathing, like, training, the breath.
That's no good, very bad day. Yeah. Cool.
Yeah. So if you want, you can also do additional training on the 3 remaining days that Vel'khan is gone for.
I feel like I'm gonna have to do this, partially because Cass is actually, made like the connection and realized that this is something she may be able to control, and also because she wrote so much, it feels mean to just go, nah, she's not gonna.
This is what behind the dice is for. If it never gets revealed in game, I can just talk about it in the behind. That's why I thought of it. I was like, I'm writing so much shit.
But no, I think that because the first day went well, I think that Cass will continue.
Yeah, so
I think that part of the motivation at this point is the idea that maybe that she knows it's not fully reversible, but what's happening to her physically is something that maybe she can reverse to an extent. So that's one of the primary motivations.
Yeah, so I think whenever you come to Aluda's tent for training that day and you enter into it, she's already taught you the styles of breathing, but she kind of like loosely goes over it with you again to remind you, and then starts taking you through it. So go ahead and give me a I believe I called it instinct is what I called for last time. So give me an instinct roll. You succeeded last time, so I'm going to give you advantage on this one.
Let's go. Still not bad.
Yeah, not the worst it could be.
No.
So 14, 17, do you have anything plus for your instinct?
+1.
So 18.
Yeah.
So around the same area again. You do really well with it. Like, you feel those same points of connection that you did the first time. So when you're doing the breath of earth, you feel the physical body kind of like almost click into place, and that really resonates with you. When you're doing the breath of air, you feel that freedom. Again, you probably should be like, is this what flying feels like, Goose? And that breath of water, you feel that intuition kind of click in a little bit. For that breath of fire, you feel, again, destruction isn't always just destructive, right? Sometimes it's that beginning part that you need to go into a new thing, right? You melt down metal to be able to make it something. A forest fire happens to crack open a seed to make up a new life. So it's not, you're learning, I think, on the second time. The first time it was maybe a little bit of just like pure destruction. The second time you're realizing like it doesn't have to fully destroy, it can transform. Which again is probably my transformations on that same line. And I think also you did succeed around the same number both times.
Yeah.
So what I'll say is, first of all, per my mechanics, you gain a free floating advantage that you can use at any point that you want. Because you have done so well with this breathing exercise that you have like centered yourself. You're almost starting to be like, is this what being chill is like? Is this what being
like Cass has any chill
and medicated and like chill is like?
Cass is experiencing emotional regulation for the first time in her life ever.
And I think by the third day of you doing really well, because I'll say that 18 will count for 2 days. By that third day, I think instead of just ending with the breathing, I think Aluda starts talking about the second step, which is the meditations of paths. And starts guiding you through them. And she says, There are 3 main types of meditation we use to connect with our visions. The meditation on light, which is a connection with life and those still with us. It deepens our senses of living things around us and provides us access to the connection of others. The meditation on darkness, which is the connection with death and those no longer with us. It deepens our senses of spirits around us and provides us the ability to converse with our ancestors. And the meditation on the ether, the connection with the universe and all that has or will be. It deepens our senses of things beyond our sight and provides access to the web of magic. So I think she kind of starts doing a little bit of like guided meditation with you, just very lightly like dipping into each of those meditations, and she does the same thing. Like each dip into those 3 meditations lasts a full run through of the breaths of guidance. So you do earth, air, water, fire, while she guides you through the meditation on light, and the same thing for the meditation on darkness and meditation on ether. And as she does, you almost feel yourself like relaxing a little bit more with each step through the meditation, and like becoming a little bit looser and becoming a little bit more connected with what you're starting to learn is maybe like the source of your power a little bit, because it almost feels like an internal like settling rather than like a reaching externally.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's at this point that Cass is going to do something a bit stupid.
I would expect nothing less at this point.
At this point, unfortunately, I think when it comes to connecting, she's actively looking for something, and she's looking for the other half of her powers. She's looking for the thing that's talking to her. Like, she's actively seeking it out.
Yeah, so how are you doing that? Describe to me, like, how you're trying to...
I think it was in terms of, she was told there are 3 different types of the meditation. So I think it was the first one where it's about the kind of, like, connecting with other people. She's like, cool, bet, connecting with something. And it's almost like I think the way it's like she's hammering on the door of this thing, just being like, hello, I can find you now. Like, that's the kind of vibe she's going for. She's hunting this thing down.
Yeah, so as opposed to like a vision itself, I don't think you see anything, but I think with the breaths of guidance and the meditation of paths, I think you start feeling out the connections to yourself and like the core of your power. And you do feel like there's something there that has latched onto you, but you're not quite to the point where you can figure out how it's latched onto you or where it's latched onto you. Do you tell Aluda what you're trying to do?
Absolutely not. You're all locked in a room with Cass. Cass isn't locked in a room with you.
That's fine. But yeah, so I think, the first 3 days are spent with just the breaths of guidance. The 3rd day also starts the meditations of the path. Since you're starting the meditations of the path on the 3rd day, I think the pairing of the breaths of guidance and meditations of the path happened the last day as well. So I will call for another instinct roll to see how are you doing.
Cool. And I'm not going to use my floating advantage for this one, because I'm going to let the dice tell a story to see how this is going. She is technically not doing it right. That's still pretty good!
Yeah. 16 on the dice, and I believe you have a 1, so 17 total.
Yeah, 17 with figure.
Yeah. So I think what happens is, again, you feel kind of like that settling, that getting used to it. But I think where yesterday you tried to search out for the thing that was connecting with you somehow, I I think instead, while you're settling and like getting more looser and settling into closer to the core of your power, you feel something almost like a little kid walking up to a fish tank and going pink, 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 to just remind you like it's there.
Just like a. And I think Cass kind of. I don't know. Cass does kind of want to tell Luna that this is happening, and then also doesn't at the same time because, again, she's stubborn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, Marlo, Goose, during the 3 days before Vel'khan returns, what are you guys up to?
Marlo's gonna work on the puzzle box. I don't know. You haven't had me roll, I think, for it. I don't know if it's more than just like gonna open when narratively convenient, which is fine. But like, they're still working on that. And
no, I've been tracking how many times you say you work on it.
well, if it's that, then I'm gonna say I open it. Damn it!
No.
Okay.
I'm gonna be real with you. You're almost there. If you dedicate one more day to working on this, you will open it.
They would spend a chunk of time each day when they like don't have anything else to do working on it. And by anything else to do, I'm like, okay, I've still gotta teach Goose and Din, and we never found Krill.
So you guys pretty much said Krill was dead, according to my notes. Krill is dead.
Pretty sure that Krill is dead. But I'm gonna keep training Goose and Din, and probably give Cass a full 24 hours without seeing them before they might just kind of stick their head in if they can tell it's the end of one of these sessions to ask how it's going.
Yeah, I guess that is a good point, Cass. So, like, are you strictly keeping it, like, professional? And be like, into the training, GTFO?
He's quite literally fully professional, goes in for the training, leaves.
And I think I think Aluda kind of gets that vibe and lets it happen, but I think every time you come in for training, there's tea and some sort of snacker thing like on the load table by where they're meditating. I say we because I am all NPCs. I am God. There is like
I am God.
And there are snacks and like tea on the load table by where you meditate, but never does she like try and push you to stay to have snacks or tea. It's just there in case you ever do want it.
I also think, sorry, go ahead.
I will say that the professionalism is, eats the food, leaves, and then has kind of paces around like, what the fuck is Vel'khan? Like, it's been days, and it's just like, where the fuck is Vel'khan?
Also, in that probably first day, Marlo would go find Goose and kind of be like, well, it's like I feel like Cass maybe told you that she had some upsetting news. Do you want to talk about it?
Cass said you spend a lot of time in that tent. And that's...
I do.
And Cass said her parents spend a lot of time in that tent.
Yep.
So I did some dot connecting.
I'm very proud. We've talked about following stories and
Context
things logical
clues.
exactly to their logical conclusions.
Mm-hmm.
We don't need to talk about anything unless you want to. I
think
both
this is
as
when
your
Pidgey flies back in.
It's gonna say what I think it's gonna say.
It
isn't
is
it?
definitely gonna say what you think it's gonna say.
Yes, Pidgey.
There you are.
Goose, as your teacher and as someone that cares about you, if you want to talk about this, we can. If you don't, we can another time when you're ready to.
I don't really think there's a ton for me to have to talk about it. It's not like you're my dad.
No, I'm not. But I am, again, your teacher, and I care about you.
Yeah.
And sometimes it sounds perhaps like you are not struggling as much as Cass is, but struggling a little bit. And
because there's no reason for it to be a struggle for me. Cass is the one who had her whole life just turned upside down. She found out she's not a fairy, and that's upsetting. I get it. If I learned that my mommy and daddy weren't fairies after thinking that they might be related to birds my whole life, I'd be upset too. It makes sense.
you are a remarkably resilient person, Goose. That is a compliment.
Thank you.
And I think at this point, Pidgey lands on your shoulder, Marlo, and turns to look at you with the two eyes on one side and goes, "Dad?"
I'm just gonna quietly take Pidgey off my shoulder and hand it back to Goose.
No,
Not-
I am your father.
There you go. Sure. Let's call it that.
And I think Pidgey just starts doing that clicking cooing thing that pigeons do, and corvids do. They all have the beak clicking thing, and just starts grooming your feathers.
Now, we're going to be here for a few days, so we're going to also be studying. This is a perfect time for you to get some reading in. Why do you have arrows?
So I wanted to talk to you about that. I may or may not have, I don't want to call it a betrayal, because I don't think it's a betrayal when I am just exploring and discovering new parts of myself. So while I'm still going to attend storytelling classes, I think it's important that I learn how to better protect our cluster, because in my experiences in the big world, some of you guys do not know how to do things.
Sure. Protect this cluster from what?
Well, that's what I...
Starts with a D.
Danger.
That is one thing that starts with a D. There's another thing that starts with a
Drats?
Dragons.
Are those dead
Goose.
rats you don't have to protect?
Dragons.
There's nothing wrong with dragons.
There is everything wrong with them because they kill lots and lots of people. So if you have a bow and an arrow, part of what you are learning is you're going to shoot that at the next dragon that attacks us. Did Dylan not tell you this?
Well, Dylan taught me how to knock the arrow in the proper spot for the fletchling, and he said that the sharpen goes in the dragon in the little note he read, but I can't read.
Does you still have the note? I'll just.
Oh yeah, no,
take
the
it.
note is 100%, waving it in your face.
Oh, okay. Yes, the pointy end goes into the dragon. You shoot your arrows at dragons.
Or the other dangers.
They can be majestic and still murderous assholes that will kill literally everyone around you. And you.
We just didn't bother them. We would bother us.
That is one perspective, to be sure, when you think about what and who woke them up, but they've kind of been assholes about it.
I mean, sometimes when I wake up Cass before she wants to get up, she can be a bit grumpy.
A bit for a period of time, not for 25 years.
Cass said this thing to me earlier about my perspective of time and how it could be different. So maybe the dragons just have a different time perspective.
They also might just be assholes. Okay, well, I'm glad you're learning to defend yourself. Story practice in a little bit. I'm gonna just go bang my head on a rock for a minute. I'll be back.
Well, that's not productive.
Sometimes it really shakes an idea loose.
Do you want a honey cake?
Yes, I do. Thank you. Take that and go. Spend parts of the days waiting and looking out for Vel'khan and the scouts.
Goose is gonna go hunt rabbits.
Hell yeah.
Goose is actually gonna go do a productive thing for society.
Oh my god, gross.
Surprise, we're filling into our role.
I just love the idea that at the moment it's just Marlo and Cass just pacing this cave like, where the fuck is Vel'khan?
I mean, also probably Marlo's just like, this is the longest I've gotten to spend with the love of my life in the same physical location in years. Certainly taking some amount of advantage of that, if just for her company.
Cass is very pointedly never in the tent. When, like, as soon as Marlo goes to tent, Cass is away from tents. Like, it's not being in the same room as the two of them.
Marlo would also feel that what you were doing is more important. So they will, go, like I said, go do the work of the storyteller and training the people and keep an eye on for Vel'khan and let you do as much as you can handle physically. I don't know, want to, whatever the right verb there is.
Yeah, so I think with that, you are working on doing the storyteller stuff for the cluster, knowing that some sort of move is getting ready to come up. Goose, it sounds like you're going to split your time between helping Marlo with the storyteller stuff and shooting some more
Rabbits!
rabbits. Okay, yeah, you can definitely
Going
go
rabbit hunting!
Yeah, definitely. The rabbits are so scary.
Very quiet.
No, that's literally what's happening. It's Goose, full on, crouching down behind the bush, has the bow and arrow out, just ready, full stealth mode, and then kind of gets real low and just
Yeah, I think
does all her own sound effects, their own sound effects.
if you split your time that way, you could catch a couple rabbits over the remaining 3 days. Now, important question. Do you just give the shot rabbits to whoever in the cave and you're like, here you go? Or are you teach me how to prepare a rabbit?
Probably the first 2 times it is like a cat. Just brought it in and dropped it down in front of someone I did good, right? And then the third time it goes, oh, okay, no. Seeing the second body still behind, half prepared at that point, oh, okay, maybe I need to I know the feet are lucky, so do you cut those off first?
So I think at this point, Goose learns the very unpleasant process of degloving and degutting a rabbit.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I know those words because I come from Kentucky. So, you learn that very unpleasant process. If people want to, after this episode, go look up what that means, do so at your own risk of not being able to unsee it. But that's how you prep a rabbit. And so I think at that, probably around noon, maybe somewhere between noon and evening, on the 4th day, Vel'khan gets back with the scouts.
Goose greets you with honey cakes, but you're also muted if you're talking.
Oh, thank you. Are those arrows?
Yeah. You shoot things with them.
You do?
Uh-huh. I've killed 3 rabbits.
3 rabbits?
Hmm.
Really?
Yeah, I grew up a lot while you were gone for a long time.
He was gone for 24 hours. Well, a little more than that, but
Yeah, that's a really long time.
it's gone for 1 week.
Well, if I had to, you know how much dough I watched set in that amount of time? A lot. I also had to count the number of times Marlo and Cass kept walking past each other. I think they made a whole, like, I don't know what you call them, a trench, a valley. There's like a whole road where they were walking that they left a path for it. They missed you.
They missed me.
They missed you.
Oh, man.
I missed you too, but here's another honey cake.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Do you think you can hit that target over there? No.
I know I can hit that target over there.
I'm gonna make you roll for that to see if you get that target over there. You can not hit that target over there.
10 once I throw. Is you know, it's over there. I'm at a different angle and I didn't want to hit all the people.
I meant to hit that other thing, but
Yeah.
I also did not hit.
We have been a lot. The ghost I knew 7 days ago probably would have tried to make that shot and hit the other people.
Exactly.
I'll pat you on the shoulder. Keep the good work.
Yeah, you should tell Marlo you said that.
Speaking of Marlo and him missing me, where is he? Is he the tent?
Yeah, no, he has been spending a lot of time in that tent. A lot of time in that tent. But so yeah, he might be in there, but I think Cass is walking around the cave. She doesn't want to be around Marlo and that lady a lot.
I understand.
I don't know if you do. Vel'khan, you missed a lot while you were walking around.
Days.
A lot.
Did anybody die while I was gone?
I don't think so.
I didn't miss that much then.
Okay, well, here's another honey cake. You might want it before you go talk to them. I'm just trying to make all of the good things happen for you all at once, because it's only going to go downhill from here.
Thank you, Cass, for the warm welcome and warning.
You're welcome. It's called foreshadowing.
That's the new word Mara is teaching.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, thank you for the foreshadowing. You're doing good. I'll let Marlo know you're also doing good.
Thanks.
And I think with that, is this foreshadowing? I think that's when the training with Luna ends that day, Cass, and you come out of the tent.
Oh, thank fuck for that. Where the fuck have you been?
Oh, you're in a tent. Okay. Oh, thank God.
Why do you look so... Yes, I'm in the tent.
Honey cake.
Did Goose give you the honey cakes?
She gave me several.
It's kind of the new thing.
Apparently, there's a lot of new things going on.
You have no idea.
Again, I was only gone for 7 days. How much could have possibly changed?
I have a sword gun.
Not the honey cakes.
Lead with that.
You have a what?
A sword gun.
Who? I know who gave it to you. I know exactly who. The only person who could have given it to you. Can you shoot with it?
Look,
Have you hit
I was-
anything with it? Yeah.
The Erica's
I was
truck.
having a very bad day, and I mentioned this to Dee Dee in limited detail, and then I was given the sword gun to compensate for the very, very bad day that I had.
What's wrong? How are you now?
Still bad, still very, very bad, but I might be able to solve the visions issue, so that's good, I guess.
Okay. That's good. 7 days.
That's not the
Okay.
worst bit, but you might want to sit down before I tell you the worst bit.
I mean, I thought you being able to solve the visions was good news.
Oh no, I'm leading with the good bit.
Is anyone else in the tent?
I've decided not to check.
Okay.
I mean, my mum's in there.
Oh, are you two? You know what? I'm going to sit down. You can tell me as I'm sitting down.
Do you just sit down on the ground where you are?
I just go like an Indian Chris Paul's episode, Indian style on the ground. Okay.
Yeah, the weird elf lady who came and started healing everyone. Yeah, that's my mum.
Above table, real quick. I don't remember. Did I learn that the last time I met?
The last time you met her, you didn't learn that she was Cass's mom, but you learned what kind of elf she was, and that she had visions, and that the visions came from like a ancestral blood thing. Like all of her family has that. And then after that, you learned that Cass had visions because you didn't know about that before Cass told you after that.
And then I think did I learn that Cass also has the tattoos?
So it's not a tattoo; it's a scar. But she does have a matching scar to Aluda, but I don't know that she showed you the scar. She showed you the dragon bits, the like what she thinks is dragon bits on her.
I don't like that word "thinks" in there.
No.
Okay.
Maybe she is a bird. Maybe Cass is a bird. Maybe that's been the whole thing the whole time.
I told you. You're just like an underwater bird, you know? That's where the funny protrusions come from. Or maybe like one of those old-timey birds. I think they're called dinosaurs.
They are basically birds. It's true. You know, like dragons. Basically
like
birds.
Basically,
Basically,
everything's a bird.
everything's a bird if you think about it hard
Yeah.
enough.
But I think as you're being told, "Hey, Aluda is my mom," I think you connect. Oh yeah. I mean, she does have visions. She did say it's like an ancestor blood thing. Because you know the you pinged the word that she is in the culture of the Underborn. You recognize that, and you're like, "Oh, yeah, oh, yeah, that makes
Okay.
makes
yeah.
sense."
That is surprising, but not entirely unexpected, I suppose.
Yeah. Do I need to spell out the second part of why it was a bad day, or can you figure that one out?
It's a bad thing.
Bad. Very bad. No good, very bad.
Okay, I've been gone for 7 days. Goose has a bow. and you have a sword gun. Please spell it out for me. I don't think I have the mental bandwidth to guess anything right now.
Follows the other parent.
I start eating one on the floor, honey cakes.
Tastes a little bit like minerals and a little crunchy.
Not the worst thing I've had. Beats jerky.
It's okay. Sit there. Take it in. Take a moment. I had 7 days to learn this.
7 days. Okay. How are you feeling about all of these revelations? You had some time to, I guess, process this.
I'm mostly focusing on, the visions and the impending sense of hope and doom that I experience on a regular basis, and also the fact that I might be able to get rid of these things potentially. That's mostly what I've been focusing on, not the actual, that the parents I was stolen from have actually been right under my nose the entire time.
And how are you getting rid of those?
Unclear. Something, breathing exercises, something, guided meditation, something. If I do really well, this might be semi-reversible. And then everyone stopped looking at me like I'm insane.
Give me a instinct roll, Vel'khan.
A 14.
She looks the same.
Now, Cass, I've been alive for a long time, and with that, I've come across and seen quite a few things. To deal with me, my own visage, this isn't how I naturally look, and I don't think I'll ever go back. And I've seen many others succumb to this illness that I have, and I have yet to see any manner of meditation or training that could have reversed it. Not to dash any hopes for you, if you believe you found something, and I hope it is going to work for you. But this doesn't sound completely truthful. Who told you this?
That would be the elf in the tent.
Elf in the tent.
Vel'khan, you would know something. Your affliction and Cass's affliction are different. Yours was being exposed to so much raw dragon magic so frequently and on a consistent basis, almost like you're working in a nuclear lab, right? And you're being exposed to a way higher level of radiation level than the rest of the populace. Right? From what you can gather from what you understand with Cass's situation versus your situation, with Cass, it's something that's currently being forced upon her by something external rather than a adaptation or mutation caused by a very high level of radiation.
What Cass has is not radiation poisoning.
While it has similar aspects in that, yes, her visage is changing in some way, it is not the I have been exposed.
Cass is being overcome by the horrors, not the radiation poisoning.
The horrors persist, but so does the radiation. Okay. Ah, okay. Okay. I'm going to talk with them then. Is there anything else that has occurred that I guess I should know about? 7 days is a long time, isn't it?
Yeah, Goose has has arrows. That happened.
I saw that. That would have shocked me if you told me first.
Yeah, I've said I was leading with the good things. Unclear on how well that's gonna go. Other than that, no, just the usual horrors.
Okay. Anything you can tell me with your visions as of late? Anything
Let's
else?
find out.
What?
I'm gonna sit down and then try and have a vision. No, wait, hold on. I got this.
So are you? Vel'khan has sat on the ground where he was. So are you just sitting on the ground in front of him where you guys are?
Yeah, just
Okay.
puts the goggles back on, goes 1 minute, and then you're gonna try and have a vision.
Yeah, so I think what you see, Vel'khan, from the perspective, is firstly, Cass seems strangely, like, immediately focused and dialed in. Like, you've seen some of your, comrades in arms did meditation or things. They believed it helped them, like, stave off the madness a little bit longer, right? Like, recentering themselves, building their own internal protections. They felt like it gave them a little bit more time. So they do it. Meditation is not strange to you, but you see them move through 4 styles of breathing, and it's almost like a minute or 2 of each style of breathing, and once they get to the 4th one, they kind of almost start again, over and over, and you can almost see them kind of like relax or like go into themselves a little bit more every time they make it through that full set of 4, almost like they're going deeper into something. Now, Cass, you have not tried to actually have a vision doing these things at all. In fact, you're not sure if that's how lucid visions work because Luna has not gone over that part of this training yet.
No.
So you are going rogue.
Nothing bad could happen at all.
Not
Cass
at all.
going rogue? Surely not. That's never happened before.
So
What-
I'm gonna be very clear. I'm letting this happen.
Okay.
This is a high DC though.
I have a question. So, me seeing what Cass is doing is not new to me. I mean, it's new to me for them doing it.
Yeah, well,
But-
so let me be a little more specific. You recognize the signs of someone meditating and going through breathing styles. That part's not new. This particular sequence isn't necessarily one that you have seen or been taught, but you recognize it as, oh, okay, they're doing some sort of like sequence breathing and like focused meditation.
Okay. As I'm seeing Cass do this, I am watching with curiosity, but also it's been 7 days. I don't believe Cass would have mastered something that has taken some people I've known years to do. So even myself to a degree. So I guess I'm watching them, and I don't know this style of meditation that they're doing, but I know meditation. So I would like to try to help Cass in whatever way I can. Like if I see that they're breathing too fast, I'll be like, go a little too slower. In, out.
As this is going on, Cass literally says during, "Who's driving?"
You know where you're going.
I'm working on it, okay?
Okay, neither do I, but I'm more familiar with how this car drives than you.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be real. This help, again, we're gonna call it, like, backseat meditating. Right? I don't know it's as helpful as you think it is. So, it's still a high DC, but I also think I have to give you disadvantage because now you have someone trying to tell you how to do it who doesn't know what you're doing.
I'm gonna use my advantage to cancel it out.
It's like someone who's never made bread being there in the kitchen with you and being like, no, you don't need to proof the yeast, it's fine.
I'm gonna use my one floating advantage to cancel it out so I can roll straight.
Okay, I'll be very clear. This DC is very high.
Basically need to crit by the sounds of things. I just need to crit.
Probably a good thing to aim for.
Right, okay, let's do this.
It's
That is instant.
yeah,
20.
it's not a crit. It's not terrible. So something's gonna happen, but maybe not the thing you wanted to happen.
Okay.
So, I'm gonna ask you if you follow Aluta's instructions that you've gotten to this point, which is the moving through each of those 4 styles of breathing and progressing through those meditations of the path. Meditation on light, meditation on dark, meditation on ether. Or are you stopping at one of those? And if you're stopping, which one are you stopping on?
Remind me what they are again?
So you learned the meditation on light is the connection with life and those still with us. It deepens our senses of living things around us and provides us access to the connection of others. The meditation on darkness is the connection with death and those no longer with us. It lets us deepen our senses of spirits around us and provide us the ability to converse with our ancestors. And then the meditation on the ether is the connection with the universe and all that has or will be. It deepens our sense of things beyond our sight and provides access to the web of magic.
I think that, honestly, Cass does try to follow it, but gets stuck on ether.
Okay.
Like, it's kind of like the rabbit hole. Like, you know, basically gets a bit lost in the sauce. Like, that's the only way of describing it, where it just is absolutely trying to do it, but just isn't ready or comfortable with what she's doing, and she just kind of falls down the fucking rabbit hole of the magic.
So you rolled 19 plus 1 because you have an instinct of 1, so 20 total.
Yeah.
So I think what happens is this, right? You get stuck on the meditation of ether. So instead of me picking a spell that you can do, I'm going to let you pick a spell that you could do. And I'm not going to tell you the why until you pick that spell.
So just pick a spell?
Pick one of the spells that you are able to cast.
Okay, one of the spells that I'm able to cast, which would be, I'm gonna, no, because this is a trap. This is a trap.
Is it? I don't know. I haven't told you what's gonna happen yet.
It's a trap. I'm gonna say, I don't want to do it. I think it's gonna be, Sparing Touch.
Okay, and what does Sparing Touch do?
Once per long rest, I get to touch a creature and clear 2 hit points plus 2 stress from them.
I'm just gonna write that down for no particular reason.
You're not taking Spirit Weapon from me.
I didn't say I was taking anything away from you. I didn't say I
No,
did
but-
anything. I just wrote down the spell name that you told me.
I know it's a trap. I've played these games before.
So I think what you see internally, Cass, as you get stuck in that meditation of the ether, I think you make it all the way to ether, the meditation on the ether the first time, and I think almost like walking headfirst into an orb weaver web in the forest, you get a face full of web of magic. And you get like tangled up in it too much, and I think that eventually kicks you out entirely.
Yeah, and it's literally weave in throat.
Just when they did that pa, you saw like sparkles come out their mouth.
Try this. Offer a cake on the floor. Honey
Would you like a ground honey cake?
was so much.
I think as you sputter and deny the ground honey cake,
I offer some water.
we're gonna go to break there. As the sputtering happens, I love that description I just came up of walking face first into the web of magic. It is a thing now, guys. Go get some water. Go move around a little bit. Say hi to your pets. And we will be right back here to have a chaotic good time. Bye. Hello and welcome back to episode 6. I didn't say anything terrifying. You said something terrifying. We're just gonna jump right into it. So as you're
my face, like,
as you're coughing up sparkles and being offered water to deal with the web of magic in your face that you got, Erica comes out and goes, "Okay, guys. Scouts have been back. We got a place to move to. I've talked to Luda. She and First Snow are going to stay with us for a couple more weeks to make sure we're settled in and to teach some of our younger kids how to do healing so we aren't totally relying on them in case something happens again. But we're going to need everyone to start packing up. We're moving that way. Moving out. Moving out. What happened to you?" You see, like, she looks down at you, Vel'khan and Cass, just, like, sitting crisscross applesauce in the dirt outside of the cave.
Me, not a lot. Apparently, I missed a lot of things where I was going.
how's your truck?
It's better now. Thanks. And she, like, gives you this look where, like, she, like, looks at you and then looks at the belt part of your sword gun and looks back at you like she knows what fucking happened. But you did scare the couple of eyewitnesses that were there, so...
Cass is smiling with the "you can't prove shit" look.
Did I missed a lot. Okay, I missed a lot. Okay.
And you actually, at that, you see Erica's truck rolling past you all. It has everything that was Erica's and a couple other people's from the cave, like, stacked in the back and, like, tarped it and rolled over it. But in the front, like, front right part of it, you see, like, a welded repair where it looks like, definitely a sword shape of some kind went through it.
I turn to Cass and look at the sword gun.
Just the slow shake of the head.
So it works.
It works. The belt issue.
Okay. Well, I hope you can hit more than just a car.
I mean, that's what we're going for.
But I hope we don't have to find out.
Oh, we're going to have to find out.
No, you're not supposed to say that, Cass. Come on now.
Oh,
Did you see anything, by the way?
Not technically. Kind of walked into the weave by accident. I'm working on it.
Okay. We can talk more about this as we're heading to the new location. Well, I suppose after we head to the location, because myself and the scouts will be leading the way.
And I'll ride by with Dee Dee.
Yeah, and so I think probably more than is normal in the cluster is walking, because you guys did lose a decent amount of vehicles in that dragon attack. Dee Dee does have her weird moped tricycle thing. Erica has her truck, and there are a couple other vehicles. So anyone who's having a hard time walking, the injured, the elderly, the too young, probably can catch a ride or be shoved in somewhere. So is there anything specific any of you want to do before you finish tearing down the temporary setup you all have here as a cluster and heading over to the new location that Vel'khan and the scouts found?
I think Vel'khan would want to. Since I already know what I'm going to be doing, and I usually pack pretty light. I think I'm gonna go try to find Marlo. See what they're doing before we all officially leave out. Probably ask Cass.
Now, tough question, but do you remember seeing Marlo before you entered the tent?
They are probably in the tent, and that's not something that I'm particularly interested in seeing, witnessing, unpacking.
I just have questions on how quickly Cass assumes like Aluna and Marlo immediately get undressed or something. Like,
she also doesn't want to unpack it, so she's just like, as soon as she cannot see Marlo, she assumes, and that's bad enough for her.
I mean, y'all literally just walked out of the tent like 3 minutes ago. I don't think they're there. They probably, I mean, we're depending on what time of day we're doing the storytelling stuff or waiting for the scouts and maybe hovering slightly nearby, waiting for Cass and Vel'khan to finish their conversation.
That's even worse because she's just looking, like an angry cat. Just every so often just looks over and glares like.
They're like probably by the mouth of the cave, like a decent amount of space away.
They're there.
you spoke their name and they appeared again.
It's actually not visions that Cass can do, it's just summoning people. That's what's actually happening.
I think Marlo would be within vague eyesight, but not hearing distance of the tent, knowing when Cass was there, because they're still like, look, if you ever want to talk to me or learn from me, I will at least not be hard to find. They probably are doing the wrong thing, but they are not necessarily aware of this and are just trying to also this is like, okay, well, a decent amount of time after they're done, I'll go over to the tent or go in for dinner or whatever, you know.
I will approach Marlo.
I am so glad you're back and safe, and it looks like the rest of the scouts are. Yeah, what?
I heard you when his cast missed me. We've been waiting.
She doesn't really seem to want to talk to me, and that's very reasonable.
Is it for the one reason I recently learned of war?
Well, you know, she already didn't really want to talk to me, and when Alonda told her that we were her biological parents, she wanted to even less. And so we have had one conversation since then that I'd like to think went about as well as it could have. And since then, I've just been trying to be available if she does want to talk, but she hasn't.
So it sounds like you jumped into fatherhood pretty well.
No. And I explicitly said that I am not trying to be or replace that. I have absolutely no right to do that. And I don't think it would help.
Right. I've a couple of younger scouts in our group. They talk to me every now and then. Sounds about like one of their relationships with their fathers.
Fuck.
I mean, it's not inaccurate.
So it seems you're natural already.
I didn't even know. You know that letter that I've had at the bottom of my backpack for the last 20 some odd years?
Yes.
That was Alonda telling me about Cass, and that she'd been stolen during a time when that cluster had to move. I didn't know anything about it until a week ago. Well, 8 days ago.
Oh.
I'm just glad Cass can stand to be in the same tent as Alonda and learn. That's more important than whatever relationship she wants to have or not have with me.
Well, from what I gather, it seems you two are going to have a relationship. Complicated, but a relationship. You will have plenty of time to mend things.
If she wants that,
I'm sure she will. Eventually.
assuming we all live to see the day.
That I plan to make sure happens, yes. Well, as many of us as I can, anyway. But, well, I think you two will be fine. And from what I hear, apparently they are learning to control their visions or some
Trying, at least, I hope.
Well, they tried in front of me, and well, they tried. Speaking of trying, Goose is doing a good job, right?
I question the wisdom of giving her a bow and very sharp arrows, but yes, she's handling this whole situation much better than I could have thought.
I've missed a lot since I've been gone 7 days, and the Goose I knew 7 days ago would have probably taken the shot that I asked if they could take and hit somebody, but they didn't. It's growth.
It is. They're doing remarkably well in their story lessons. Also, I've been teaching them about foreshadowing recently.
I've heard.
Ah, good. I'm so glad they're bringing that to day to day. Very important skill.
Yes, very important to foreshadowing, yes. I'm pretty sure this conversation could have been foreshadowed as well.
Goose, somewhere your non-ears are burning because Goose just tapped like a weird whole thing going on for their ear.
Hashtag bird problem.
Yeah. So somewhere that vague area of your head is burning as Vel'khan and Marlo talk about you. Is there anything specific that you want to do as you're preparing all of your stuff for this move that Erica has called for?
I feel like my quote unquote ears start burning as I'm elbow deep in rabbit. But other productive things for preparing is Goose. Make sure everybody is well fed and has plenty of honey cakes. We'll gather all of the books for Marlo because Marlo is too busy to do their job. So don't worry, Goose will do it for you. You're having a family crisis. It's okay. Goose has had one of those and decided to leave their family for it. So, AKA Cass left, and that's a crisis. We're still trying to solve this one. We'll come back to it later. And we'll probably practice a couple of more shots. Annoy Dylan a little bit. But give him a couple of pokes and prods. Ask Erica if she found out who messed up her truck.
I think when you ask Erica that, she just gives you a look.
It wasn't me. I was on the other side of the camp.
No, but it's that look that you've seen Marlo give you a couple times when you've asked Marlo a question that both you and Marlo know that you know the answer to already.
Because it wasn't me. I was on the other side of the camp. And I didn't see anybody actively puncturing your car.
I think Erica just gotta keep looking at you until you go away.
Okay, well, I'm glad Vel'khan came back, and I'm glad that everything, and that we're all gonna move to, and just gonna... Okay, I now have to go talk to Dee Dee, because I have to put in a dedicated number of hours of talking to Dee Dee, because that's how I get a gun sword. A sword.
I'm sorry. Oh, what?
No. Goose is not allowed.
Goose, no. Goose drops that one and walks off.
Yeah, as you drop that one, Erica did respond with, I'm sorry, what? So Erica is now aware that Dee Dee is giving someone
a gun sword.
Yeah. Someone in the cluster is in possession of a chestnut sword gun.
There's gotta be some sort of licensing for Dee Dee here. You gotta create a system of some sort. Yeah, so with that, I think everything happens. I think, because of the time of day, what happens is, everyone who's making food makes kind of like the things you can do for a walking dinner. So kind of like hand pies, hand cakes, things that are kind of easy to eat on the move. And it takes you time. Obviously, anyone on vehicles gets there before anyone walking, because that's how vehicles work. I don't know if you know this, but the vehicles are faster than people.
No, you don't say.
Oh.
No!
What about human-powered chariots?
I mean, technically, yes, those would also be faster for the person riding it, not for the people pulling it. But, you know, so Cass is on a vehicle. Cass is riding with Dee Dee, and we know how buck wild and crazy Dee Dee drives. Is anyone else on a vehicle, or is everyone else walking?
I think Vel'khan will be walking with the scouts.
Marlowe would try to get all of their books and the thing. Like, if I recall, they left their tent to fucking burn at the original spot, so they don't have a lot of stuff to pack. But all of the books and the writing implements and things they would try to get that in a vehicle and then casually just sort of manipulate their own way onto that same vehicle to keep an eye on things, you know.
Yeah, so I think it's,
Also, they have a bad knee.
I think it's pretty easy to get on there, right? 'Cause, I think your bag of books probably goes into the back of Erica's truck, because a lot of things are getting packed on there to be moved, and you probably get shoved into, oh my god, what is his name? Just so I can paint this picture for you. I have it. I swear I do. Carl. So you catch a ride with Carl, who is our brewer extraordinaire. So you're shoved in his like hippie van turned mobile brewery with probably like a dozen other people. So you catch, it's not the most comfortable ride, but you get your ride. Vel'khan, you said you're with the scouts. Goose, are you walking or are you trying to get into one of these vehicles?
I think Goose is also walking with the scouts. They've got their bow at the ready, arrows, and yeah, they're practicing. They're ready. They're looking out.
Okay, so I think we're essentially having two arrival groups, right? So like the first ones to arrive to the location will be those in vehicles, which makes sense. They move faster. They probably have all the gear and stuff that's going to need to be there for people to then just start setting up. So I think there's like an even disbursement of, it's everyone who needs help walking there, the too young, the too injured or sick, the elderly. But I think there's also like a decent number of like people who could fight or scouts on some of these vehicles, or like sitting on the all of the luggage and stuff in the back of Erica's truck to keep an eye on things. So you guys split the party. I hope you enjoy that knowledge as I say the things I'm going to say.
You don't have to say these things.
So
I know what we did.
Yeah,
I made my decision.
I let you all make this decision, so you've definitely done this. So what happens is this. Cass and Marlowe, you're part of this initial caravan group. I think at some point you passed through one of the sites that Vel'khan and the scouts decided wasn't where you guys were going to be. But again, as we established, the one that was picked was like 4th or 5th down in elevation, so you do have to pass or go through quite a few of the rejects. And as you're getting close to one of these locations, which is kind of like an area that was decided against because it's too uncovered, too open, not enough access to cover for hiding, not enough easy access to fresh water or running water of some sort. But as you're approaching this site, you hear like a commotion. There's like shouting, there's like some sort of fighting sound happening. You also hear some sort of like animalistic noise happening. Cass, you're on Dee Dee's tricycle thing. Of all of the vehicles, I think Dee Dee probably gives the least amount of shits. When it comes to things like moving at a reasonable pace, not doing things like flying down the mountainside at 70 miles an hour, so you have to do some like air time unintentionally, things like that. So the whole caravan kind of hits the edge of this area at the same time, but I think Cass, you and Dee Dee kind of burst through the tree line into this area. And what the caravan and you see clearly, there are dozens of individuals in various like haphazardly put together piecemeal like armor sets, shouting and fighting, coordinating. They have that red dragon that had attacked you guys pinned down to the ground. Like there are like almost harpoon or large arrows stuck in it with big chains that they've like plunged into the ground, and they've thrown more rope and chains over it, and it's to the ground, and it's thrashing and trying to get out. And the active shouting you hear right now is them now also starting to corral and like shoot into the smaller dragons. Those same like bolts with chains is starting to like yank the smaller dragons down to the ground.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so that's the scene you enter onto.
What Cass says, just holy shit, what? They've caught one.
They've got 3.
Immediately goes to Dee, stop the vehicle.
I think she was probably a good like 20 or 30 feet into this field before you say, Dee, stop, Dee, stop. And you're like, oh yeah, and like she skids to a stop.
Cass hops off and heads towards the captive dragons.
I'm gonna yell at Carl to slow down enough for me and anyone on his vehicle who can actually fight to potentially hop off, and then tell him to keep going and get the fuck out of there.
Okay. So what's going to happen here is if you want to try and join the fray, the active situation is them trying to still bring that down the 2 smaller dragonlings, because those are the ones that aren't on the ground chained up at the moment. The adult dragon situation for the moment seems to be handled, and they're like reinforcing it, and they've got it. But they're like actively trying to like aim and like shoot these like thicker bolt arrows into the young dragonlings to start.
Do I recognize like which other cluster this is by their patchwork of random armor bits or anything?
So give me a knowledge roll.
Can I use my experience as a historian?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so I get a total of +3 to that. Well, that's a 9 with with hope, because fuck the B dice.
I don't think you in the fray of everything you see, I don't think your like more intellectual brain is the one that engages right now. I think you do realize they are some sort of. Go ahead.
Would my Loreborn well-read give me advantage on this?
Sure.
Okay, let me see if a D6 will do anything to that, and then I can also maybe... Okay, how about a 15?
Okay, yeah, so that does help you more. Let me pull up the full information.
Okay.
Because you'll get some information. Okay. So what you see, you see a very organized group. And then what you start seeing is flashes of something. And when you finally catch a flash of like the full image, you know who these people are. This is not a cluster. This is the Archangels. So this is a group of survivors who dress in scavenged leather and plate armor and whatever armor they can get a hold of, but they always have a symbol of golden wings somewhere on them, whether that be embroidered onto the back of their jackets, carved into their armor or something. Their whole thing is killing dragons. They're like patron saint is Saint George, the legendary like dragon slayer, right? Like from so like their members wear like a necklace with like a hand pressed like Saint George symbol. But this is the archangels. Their whole thing is doing whatever they can to hunt down and kill dragons.
Are they? Well, presumably they're good at it. And the wings on them, are those like dragon wings or like bird wings?
So those are actually more reminiscent of like the stereotypical Anglo-Saxon Christian angel wings, like more that like gold. That's why a lot of them are like gold or yellow, and some, or maybe if like it's a dark leather like white, it's more like those kinds of wings.
And are these guys like utterly bloody fucking psychotic about killing dragons?
No, there are some probably like units that are more like hardcore. On a 15, I will say that something pings in your head the reason they're called archangels instead of like the Warriors of St. George or the Order of St. George. There's like a particular reason they're called archangels, but you're like, God, I can't remember that reason. Why would they call themselves an archangel instead of like anything related to the patron saint that they
Okay.
Yeah, but yeah, so they're very organized. They're very focused. They're very like coordinated. They have like a large network. They have people just go out and be like, "Hey, we heard a rumor there's a dragon here. Yes, there's a dragon here. Everyone come over here. Let's kill this dragon."
Okay. I'm going to remain at a distance and try to find a relatively good spot to watch and hide because Marlowe can't fight dragons.
Cass, do you want to help with the dragonlings?
Wow, if only I had something
I
that
know.
could potentially be used to grab a dragonling.
It's almost not gonna give you something. Okay, shoot your do you have a hope?
I do have a hope.
Then shoot your sword gun at a dragonling.
I need to remember how that works. Give me 2 seconds.
So it's just gonna be a finesse roll because you're shooting. And finesse is how you shoot things.
Cool. Perfect. So that's gonna be where is my finesse? Oh, cool. So let's roll the hit.
You got this.
A 10 does not hit. So I think it goes shooting off, but you're like you're still not very practiced with it.
Yeah.
What happens though is a small group is this going after this dragonlings, but you hear some sort of like pop or boom or some sort of like magical communication in the group, and all of a sudden you start hearing like a shouted message like, "Get ready, they're coming in!" And instead of like continuing to try and keep the big dragon down, you see people like hitting the stakes and like letting it loose. And the adult dragon goes to crouch and starts lifting up and gets maybe 100 feet, 200 feet, 300 feet up in the air. And then you see coming through the sky, Marlo, what you ping is probably the reason they're called archangels. Skydiving, free falling out of the sky. This like dark, large body that just takes out what looks like, honestly, like the side paneling of something. It is too big to be anything but maybe like an anime sword. And just twirls and slices through the neck of the dragon. And as they come through on the other side, they kind of like toss their weapon away from where they know their group is, because coordinated group. And you see them pull something, and a very makeshift, haphazard version of like a parachute goes off right at the last second that they possibly could for a jump. And they still come in hot though, because that dragon body is falling behind them as they come down. And as they come down, they hit the ground, and you hear some sort of rolling or something as the giant body hits right where they would have been. And coming up out of this like makeshift parachute thing is a 7 foot tall, deeply purple, almost black tiefling woman. That has very like exaggerated, sharp looking features, very much like reminiscent of kind of like the mutations that Vel'khan has. And Vel'khan, you actually recognize this individual merely from like their size. This is someone you're very familiar with and you worked with a lot. You don't know if you ever knew their actual name, but everyone called them Beast. Because again, they're 7 foot tall, just a block of muscle. And they have these horns that come around and down and then like almost back up with how long they are. And they just kind of like, that's another one down. You guys not done with the dragonlings yet? Come on, I had it fall out of the sky. You are on mute.
Did the scouts arrive already, or were we still en route?
I would say right as the end of this happens, where like the dragonlings are getting slayed and there's a dead dragon, is probably when the scouts arrive.
Okay.
And it is very obvious who this individual is, just like entering in barely. You hear a very recognizable voice, like giving people shit like they do all the time.
Beast.
And that's where we're gonna end the episode. Thank you so much for joining us. I did warn you guys that there was going to be a reveal and then a quick ending, and that's what I did. I stick to my word. Quinn, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
Wait, why does this keep happening? My name's Quinn. I use any and all pronouns. You can find me on all of your regular social media platforms, Quinn Rolls Dice, because I do social media stuff sometimes.
Ooh, fancy.
I know, it's weird. As ever, I keep forgetting about this. If you like what we do, go and look at Looking for Mom and Secondhand Heroes, because that's what it's called. I looked it up.
Oh, good job.
Do you want to see Oops All Marlowe, but not this Marlowe? Then you should go and watch that.
We're all Marlowe down here.
Everybody's got a little Marlowe inside.
Critter, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
Hello, I am Critter. Use they and the he pronouns. You can also find me on Looking for Mom, Secondhand Heroes, as well as with Kay and Quinn on Metrolina Arcana and other parts of Metrolina. You can also find me alternate Thursdays, twitch.tv/D8Dungeon, with a really lovely group of people playing rotating DM's Curse of Strahd. And find me where you find your podcasts, writing and producing for Unbalanced Encounters, and talking to a lot of lovely people about weird stuff on the Roll Report. And you can attempt to find me on social media. We are at the Roll Report Cast.
Awesome. And Irvi, what are you up to? Where can people find you?
Hello, howdy, hi. My name is Irvi Fitz. My pronouns are they, them. I've been here for a good time and hopefully a long time. You can find me across the internet at Irvi Fitz because I understand branding and did the damn thing. You can, if I am not hanging out here, you can find me on the rollers joint doing silly little things like playing Blood on the Clock Tower. You can also find me on pantsless tables or Nerds with Dice doing nerdsy pantsless things. But most importantly, you can find me on Start Playing. Ayo!
And finally, Balthier, what are you up to? Where can people find your cryptidness?
Hello, I'm Balthier. I'm very cryptid. I am not well at this marketing thing as some of my other compatriots are. You can find me on what is this called? Instagram as what's my name? Kindred Soul. I do voice acting shenanigans there. You probably won't see anything there right now because I keep forgetting to move my stuff to my channel. But eventually they will be there. You can see what I do sometimes. Aside from that, I'm here. You're here. We're here together. Let's all have a fun time. I hope to see you next time.
Awesome. And I am, of course, Kayla, just KDM Dalliance, your lovely director / torturer in this series. You can find all of the myriad of things I do at the Linktree Just KK, or you can check out more on Paracosm Entertainment either on YouTube, on Twitch. We have so many things happening, including Villains by the Hour, Burnt Hope, In the Dark, something for the Christmas holidays that I don't think I've announced yet, so I'm not going to spoil myself. Check all that out and more, and all of the things we're dropping. If you like this chaos, go get the campaign frame from Underground Oracle. With that, have a great time. See you in 2 weeks. Bye.